How many of you have ever wanted to pursue a career as an author? Have you ever thought about writing a book? Maybe you started one but didn't finish. Or maybe you did finish but faced rejection at the query stage, or crickets if you went the self-publishing route. What if I told you there are only two things to master if you want a career in writing? Persistence and marketing. Research suggests these are the two biggest keys to unlocking a career as an author. Today, I'm going to talk to you about both of these topics. First, I will talk about the level of persistence needed to break through the publishing barrier. And then I will talk about the vital role marketing plays in terms of selling books. But first, I want to define the terms I will be using from Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary. Persist. To go on resolutely or stubbornly in spite of opposition, importunity, or warning. Career. A profession for which one trains and which is undertaken as a permanent calling. And finally, marketing. The process or technique of promoting, selling, and distributing a product or service. Okay, now that we understand those definitions, let's talk about the first key. Persistence, or more specifically, how most writers don't have enough of it, according to Detrick in 2013. Mystery writer Janet Ivanovich wrote for 10 years before getting published and made $33 million in 2012. Stephen King's novel Carrie was rejected 30 times before it was accepted. Judy Blume, who has sold 80 million books, faced rejections for 2 years. C.S. Lewis got over 800 rejections, and Western writer Louis L'Amour got 200. To quote Stephen King in his book on writing, if you don't want to work your ass off, you have no business trying to write well. Settle back into competency and be grateful you have even that much to fall back on. If those numbers don't speak of how many rejections one must face, let's talk about another angle by mentioning how many novels some authors must write before they break into publishing, like fantasy author Brandon Sanderson, who mentions this in his blog, Sanderson 2018, how he wrote 13 novels during his graveyard shifts as a hotel clerk before his novel Elantris was sold to a publisher. Brandon also hints at the key of persistence in his podcast, Writing Excuses, episode titled, This Sucks and I'm a Horrible Writer. He says there are two types of writers that don't make it, writers who never finish and writers who never edit. To drive the point of how competitive it is in the traditional world of publishing, Jessica Faust, owner of Bookends Literary, mentions in her blog, Faust 2019, how she can get upwards of 50 queries a day, 7 days a week. To summarize my first point, there are countless of hurdles a writer must persist through before finding success in publishing. The second key I wanted to talk about today is efficient marketing. I defined marketing earlier as the process of promoting, selling, and distributing, but I'm going to narrow this down to be marketing specifically for authors. Marketing for authors means finding your ideal reader, connecting that reader with your book, getting that reader to buy your book, and convincing him or her to read it. Whether you market yourself or hire a professional to market for you, money will not be made and no career will be had if readers are not finding your books. To express the importance of marketing, I want to share a few points that illustrate the power of marketing. When you build your own following of readers, gathering their emails and their information, you have control over your audience, versus if you rely on a publisher to do this or keep your audience in a platform such as Instagram. No matter how well your book is written, no one can read it if they don't know about it. Taking the initiative to market yourself establishes a more loyal following. Creating a following before your book launches can greatly increase your book's chances of success. Having a large audience even gives you an edge to bargain with when querying. Marketing done well can only improve the success of your writing career. Lastly, I wanted to demonstrate what a basic marketing plan looks like, supplied by the Slide Team Blog 2023, titled 7 Steps in the Marketing Framework. Number 1, as you can see, is to set goals. Number 2, identify target customers. 3, perform a competitive analysis. 4, define your problem. 5, identify the best channel in which to deliver your message. Number 6, develop implementation plan. And number 7, measure your performance. What I want you to take away from this presentation is that an excellent book is never born without persistence and will die without decent marketing. To summarize my 2 points, I want to say that becoming a successful author takes grit, and a book, at the end of the day, is a product that must be sold in order to have a career as an author, and that requires marketing. If you are an aspiring author, take the time to learn the art of marketing and never ever give up.